get this show on the road. Like to be thankful for good weather. It's not raining. I'd be all right if it was raining, but you guys would not. But we're just love to tell everyone thank you for coming down on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, my fellow board members, PBI members. Thank you for all your support through this whole process. Our mayor, Mr. Robert Smith, you can raise your hand. Somebody may not know where you are. Our city manager, Mark Messingham, and all the city council members that are here, all our dignitaries. We had a few others that were at the main meeting that I'm not sure are still here that represented, I know, Jason Smith's office, and also, and Debbie, and a couple from Josh Hawley's office. Is there anyone else here that I'm missing that might be representing someone that they want to make sure? Anyone here? Yeah, Senator Blunt, possibly.
He was at the luncheon.
But thank you all for coming, and I'm going to turn it over to Steve Halter, our CEO of our Chamber of Commerce, and let him proceed with the ceremony.
All right. You don't have to applaud. That's all right. I'm just messing with you. I've got quite a bit to talk about, but I promise you I'll keep it as brief as possible. But it has been a great ride along the way, and there's a lot of folks that I need to thank, and I think a lot of them are present today. So, first of all, like Kurt said, what a great day God blessed us with on a beautiful day. All week long last week we were looking at the weather going, oh no, here we go with the rain, but we got lucky. So this has been an announcement a long time in the making. I think a lot of people know why we had to wait on the announcement, and I appreciate everyone's patience on it. For those of you that didn't go to the chamber luncheon earlier, we had almost 180 people there, and we had 100 RSVPs, so you know what that did for our food. But but I appreciate those that were over there, and I appreciate Dr. Dill allowing them to have a really nice bus, bring a lot of you guys over here. We'll get you back safely, I promise. You know, we've had a lot of success stories over the years at Poplar Bluff, and really of the last 5 to 10 years. I see the guys from Pepsi here, a nice Pepsi distribution center out there. We've had some new manufacturing going in older buildings. We've had some expansion of manufacturing facilities. But this is the first ground-up manufacturing facility that we've had in 30 years. So, hey, that's a place to applause right there. There's a lot of people to thank, and just bear with me here. First of all, I want to thank my board of directors, the city manager, the city council, the county commissioners, the Enhanced Enterprise Zone board. You know, we had a vision for this piece of property here. For those of you that remember what this property looked like, it was a rough piece of dirt, wasn't it? It was tough, but we had a vision, and the council and the city manager, my board, the county commissioners, all those folks supported that vision. We spent a lot of money and a lot of time getting this area as a official certified site with this Department of Economic Development. So one day we'd be ready for a potential manufacturer, and it looks like that vision's paid off, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. I also want to thank my staff. I know Samantha's here and Jeanette's at home with the new baby, but they do a lot of work behind the scenes to make things like this possible. Tony and Matt Winters from the City Planning Office have been very, very cooperative, as Jay mentioned earlier. Felicity and Crystal with Ozark Foothills Regional Planning Commission. Municipal Utilities, I don't know if we have anyone from Municipal Utilities here, but they have cooperated with our ever-changing needs, Bill Bach. Thank you very much. Yeah, give them a hand on that. We've thrown them so many curveballs throughout this whole project, and we will continue to do so, Bill. Also, someone here that helped out in the very early stages of the recruiting, and that's Brandon Richardson from Gates Corporation. So I want to give Brandon a shout out. I know he's here with his wife. And then we assembled our team. Let me see, it was during the holidays that we pulled together our local team, and the key word is local, because you'll hear throughout this run of thank yous here. Our local architects, Dilly and Traxel. I don't know if Ben made it, but I know Brad Cronister's here. He's been a big part of our team. Mike was a big part of our team. Our local engineers, Smith & Company, Billy Cobb's here, and been a big part of this project, so give him a hand. Then we chose a contractor, and we had some good ones in the mix. And I had really never run across this group of people, but Zellner Construction out of Perryville, Southeast Missouri company, owners Steve and Gail, and they made it on the trip. Also Matt, their son Matt, and Tim and Andy. And Andy has just done so much for us locally, been boots on the ground kind of guy, and just puts up with us every month and every day we come down here. They're a great great group of folks, and the time that I knew that they were right for this project was the very first time I came down to the construction trailer. I walked in, and they had deer sausage they were serving up. And I said, that's my kind of company. So, and they've chosen already, yeah, give them a round of applause. They've chosen already two great local subcontractors. I know Bryce Huffman's doing the electrical, and Perkins Plumbing's doing the plumbing. So we appreciate that and keeping as much of these dollars here locally in our economy. And then we chose a great bank, a great community bank, another local choice in First Midwest Bank. Joey's here. I know Joey's here. Or Joey's not here, but Dale's here. I haven't seen Joey, but appreciate Dale and those guys and what they've meant for it. And then the rest of our team, a guy named Rick Jordan. This guy, the company brought him on to help out with some of the construction consulting. And Rick come down from St. Louis, and at first, we're, a bunch of Southeast Missouri boys were like, I don't know about this city guy coming in here. But I'll tell you, he has been a huge asset to our team and really become just part of the local community. And people know him down at Myrtle's now, and they don't know who he's with, but they know who he is. So we appreciate the wealth of knowledge that Rick's brought. And then last but definitely not least, my good buddy Jay Eaton. Where's Jay at? Jay's over here hiding. He did such a great job presenting at the Chamber of Commerce bank or luncheon. But I've spent the last 10 months with Jay, and I think both of us, we've spent more time with each other than we have our wives. And he's just a great guy. He's a great addition, I think, to the Empire team. And thanks Jay, for what you've done and helping with the selection process and being down here as often as you have been. And I'm proud to consider you a friend, Jay. Been a great guy to work with, so thank you, Jay. We came up with a mantra, and I think this may come from Nick, but we call it GSD, Get Stuff Done. And that's kind of what we've been living by for the last several months. Now, definitely the most important people that I like to talk about, and I'll wrap it up, I promise. Nick Bauer and his family. I know his wife's here. Allie's here, his dad's here, Brian and his fiance, his sister Jane all the way from Florida, right? And of course, little Henry, who I think has about got the project done over here. Little 4-year-old Henry, Nick's nephew and godson. These guys are great people to work with. For those of you that are in the know, on these projects, a lot of times we give it a project name. And I like to go with a person's name, making it more personable. And we chose Project Nick. Obviously, Nick's the owner here. So I think what you're going to find out when you get to know this group of folks is they're great people. They're a great fit for our community. They're low-key. They don't like a lot of publicity, but they're very innovative. Nick's a very intelligent young man. Great people to work with. When I toured their main plant in Belleville, Illinois, I could sense the compassion they had for their employees. That made me feel really good about the company that was coming to Poplar Bluff. So I have something that I want to present to Nick and his dad and his sister. I think little Henry's already got his shovel.
It says Empire Comfort Systems groundbreaking ceremony May 7, 2019, Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
So I want to turn this over now to, and just say one last thing, and that's thank you to this family. Thank you for your investment in Poplar Bluff. And let's give them a big Poplar Bluff welcome. Nick Bauer.
I got my notes as well. Before I get into my notes, your speech prompted me to say some things. So I was trying to take notes while you were speaking, so sorry for being rude. But you talked a lot about family businesses and the contractors, the subs, and architects. And so family business is who we are. It's what the Bauer family has done since 1932. I have the pleasure of being the fourth generation. You see the third generation, fourth generation, and you see the fifth generation. And 98% of our sales are to family businesses, and we do that for a reason. We like doing business with people that we enjoy doing business with. So we're not selling to the big boxes, we're selling to the family businesses. And North American-based manufacturing, we say North America because we bought a factory up in Quebec City about 18 months ago. So we used to say U.S.-made manufacturing, but now we say North American manufacturing. But that's our two passions in life: is family business and it's U.S.-based or North American-based manufacturing. Our absolute passion. Obviously, none of this would have been possible without the multiple teams that we have, and this all started as a crazy vision in my head, probably 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when I first started this idea. So it's pretty funny you picked Project Nick, because it's just a vision I had, and it's a vision of where we're going, and it's insane for me and us to be walking through the facility. That this is only my 3rd time down here, and to see the size of this building and the potential it has. I know my dad is convinced I'm nuts, but he did some pretty crazy things 30 years to get to the point where we are now, so maybe this is where I got it from, Dad. We're excited to fill it up. It's going to take some time, but hey, that's a good thing. But to thank my teams, obviously, Steve did a great job. My team first, Jay, who's been the spearhead of this project, who's going to be moving to this community. He probably already has, feels like he has. Michael Nix, who's not here, who worked with the chamber probably 15, 20 years ago, which is where we got the connection. So it was obviously very successful for him, and you know, when you successful things, other opportunities come. Rick Jordan, the owner's rep, who I know nothing about building a building. I barely know things about manufacturing. So someone like Rick helps us, and I appreciate that so much. And then obviously my team that's here, who we've started the first week of really setting up the process. I can't go by without thanking my family. One of my favorite pictures is the last time we expanded. So we have 550,000 square feet in Belleville with 17 different roofs, 1-story, 2-story, 3-story. So, and we bought everything used until about the late 90s. We expanded about 50,000 square feet. So, and I remember I was a kid, and my dad obviously pulled me from school because there's a photo of me in my school uniform, the white shirt and blue shorts, and I'm just like Henry is with the hard hat, and it's one of my favorite photos of my life. And to have that opportunity with Henry is just incredible. So obviously thanks to the family, they've all been announced, I need to re-announce them. And then obviously thanks to the community here. I know the Poplar Bluff, their community has been awesome. I know the city council, and I'm gonna get some of these. You all right, buddy? Okay. I'm going to get some of these facts wrong because I'm pretty far removed, but the city council had to approve, like the city council had to approve one of the county things or something? That was like the first step?
Yes, and then the additional land.
The land, the street. So I want to thank the city council, thank the state, thank whoever was there to make that possible. Obviously, it was a great help for this. And the last person, obviously, we need to thank is Steve. Started this process 4 or 5 years ago. Fortunately and unfortunately, there's many opportunities out there for a business like us to expand. We weren't going to play states against each other. We weren't going to play cities against each other. That's not the way we do business. We do business with people we like doing business with. And from the first meeting we had with Steve, when I feel like you assembled the entire town in that conference room, made us feel so welcome. They had the plant manager from a potential competitor hire people was there. I mean, it was just such a welcoming feel that I will tell you that Steve is the reason why we're here. So I don't know what you guys are paying him, but he's worth every penny. And also, I need to mention the Highway 67, the expansion, also helped as well. So I think there's some talk to try to expand it down south. So that would help us as well because we ship a lot to the south. So I'll close this. As Steve mentioned, we are a pretty private business. We've been privately held for 87 years. We joke we don't like to see our names in the paper. We like to keep things pretty tight. That's just who we are. We appreciate all of you coming. We appreciate all of the support. It's something that we're not really that comfortable with, but that's okay. This is an expansion. This isn't a move. We're not gonna create jobs here by laying people off where we're from. So this is going to be a slow build for us. We look forward to spend the next 3, 5, 10 years to fill this facility. Then as you can see behind me, there's plenty of room to expand from there. So we just want to be the best partners we can for this town, for this county, and we appreciate everything you've done for us. And thank you very much for all this. We do not deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Henry, can you come up here for a second? Come on up here. I want to show him that shovel. Come on.
Come on, buddy.
You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi, everybody. It says on his shovel, it says Project Uncle Nick, Empire Comfort Systems. So that's Hendrick. So if we can get everyone, if you're going to have a shovel, your name will be on it, and everyone else just fill in. We'll get a picture and do some dirt, and we'll be done. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Everyone else come in here and fill in. Everyone else fill in around us. All right, don't. I don't care. All right, get a one picture without digging first. Okay. Oh, that's Andy. I'm sorry.
Good smiling, buddy. Good smiling.
Oh, we good?
Smile at the lady in red.
We're still working over here.
All right,
there we go.
Okay. All right, now get you a little scoop of dirt here.
And we're going to break that ground,
On
right?
the count of three, we'll throw it.
We're throwing it.
On Henry's feet. Tell me when you're ready on that. All the way to the camera.
Okay, put that way, buddy. You want
Okay,
don't
ready?
throw it in. Yeah, there you go. Throw it
One,
that way. Yeah.
2, 3. Now clap. Thank you.